Okay. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. Mephisto's son-in-law, with my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, a.k.a. Eli D2.
Yeah, don't go to sleep, Eli. Yeah, and we're back with another episode, and this is number 200, and we brought some colleagues with us, some acquaintances with us. Let's get this out the way. Let's blow everybody up. Nope, not that. Okay, so like I said, we got to Cliff will move you down here just because, you know, it's actually Gomer's site we're on. I mean, we're on his site, so we just you know. All right, so like I said, we're gonna go around the room. Like I said, we got a biggest extravaganza, biggest show we ever had. And you know me, you know Eli. Let's go with Gomer, Ryan Gomer. Introduce yourself, Gomer, for a second.
I'm Gomer, aka Cicada Daddy. They are coming. Get ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a show on.
You only came out every 70 years or something.
That's right. That's right. I only come out to have sex every 17 years. Okay. Cicada Daddy. Now I'm just on hanging out TGIC on the same channels. So yeah, search out rightgeekery.com. There's a bunch of links. That's me.
Yep. He runs the sites that we're on right now, so that's why I decided to move him up to the front. And also we got to do this also because we got to have that because he is he's a white guy, but he has the best afro on the podcast. So I don't know how I feel about it. Let me stop that before I get flagged. Anyway,
most of y'all aren't even trying.
I tried. No, I tried. I couldn't get it going, so I just gave up after a while.
That's crazy.
It's my one claim to fame.
Deadly. Hey, Goldman, I have their envy now.
See, Cliff, I had to show you that. Now you feel how I feel.
Man.
Okay.
Wow.
Now we also got Cliff. Go ahead and Cliff, introduce yourself. The tribunal. You got to introduce yourself as tribunal.
Hey, Cliff Wynn, aka the Living Tribunal of Old School Comics. Love these guys. Love this show. My second time, and I'm not cooking. So,
well, one of my favorite moments. We expect you to cook. So
it's one of my favorite moments in Comic Book Bullies history. It's like, hey, what's that noise? Like, I'm cooking fish, dude. I about wrecked. I'm listening to my car. I about wrecked.
Well, I was hoping you were gonna do like a tutorial, like Gordon Ramsay.
I was gonna plug you in here. I was gonna be like, this is sponsored by Cliff's Fish Fry.
Well, I tell you what, I do have some wings I can throw on later.
Okay, cool. We'll go for that. So why is he called the Tribunal? One, because he has eyes in the back of his head. Two, he's probably not wearing pants right now. So there we go. Well, let's go to the next one. We don't want to know. I'm trying not to get flagged. Don't demonetize us. All right, let's go to Fat T of Geek Savs. Like I said, we have a Geek Sav reunion. This is not everybody. This is like a small portion because if it was, it'd be a mosh pit and I'd be run out of here. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Fat T.
Yeah, I'm Travis. I'm Eli's baby brother, Geek Sav Fat T, aka Fat Turok, the dinosaur hunter.
There we go.
Old school, baby.
Oh, so you like Turok? Okay,
yeah.
Because Eli banned Turok from the podcast.
Yeah,
he's on the list of Will Smith and Star Wars.
No, I know. I've been watching y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh, before we forget, we want to make sure we want to give a shout out to Mob Boss because we also got packages. We don't know what's in the packages, so
what's in the box?
When we do open, we're gonna open it at the end of the podcast. We're gonna reveal what it is. We don't know. He's the only person that knows, and I'm pretty sure he's watching. Or he'll watch later on, and we'll figure out we'll go from there. So I guess we could just jump into it. Like I said, we got for some reason. This is like the most topics we've ever had and all these people on here. So normally me and Eli like fish for shit and shit just kept popping up over and over and over again. So let's start off with the beginning. We're just going to jump into it. Let's talk about this Warner Brothers thing, this Warner Brothers media thing.
Ray Fisher, he did it.
Ray Fisher won. He
brought
took down
one of the biggest media companies in the world by himself.
I say Gal Gadot had about 60-40%.
Yeah, I kind of think it was the white lady.
Yeah. How can he do that? You know,
he got into hot water right after that too, man.
He's always
she canceled on Twitter.
Oh, but that's because of the Israel look.
Yeah,
yeah. They've always canceled her.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Oh,
sorry about that.
Oh, cool. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go for that.
Okay, where to look at, man? I'm trying.
Yeah, I need to share the show out myself.
Yeah, I shared it to some groups. I shared it around.
Okay, it should be out. Anyway, main thing I want to talk about that. So what does that mean? It's not as big a deal as everybody think it is. I'm gonna blow myself up because there's too many people here. Okay, so the main thing about the deal, I'm gonna bring you guys back in. The main thing about the deal is that it's actually not as big a deal as everybody think it is. Discovery, they're basically dumping WarnerMedia over to Discovery, but it's only like Discovery only bought like 29% of the shares for like what, $43 billion or something crazy. Something crazy. So it's not as big a deal as everybody think it is. They bought the media. They still own 71% of all the stuff. So HBO Max, DC Comics. That's crazy. Discovery, the same people that own Lifetime and E Network, owns Batman, Superman, and Sex and the City. So
Batman, Naked and Afraid.
Right. It's coming. It's coming. We're waiting for the crossover.
Batmobile. King Shark Week. There you go.
Oh, there you go. I would watch that.
Batman versus the shark. That's gonna happen. So in real life. Anybody else got anything to say about it? Like I said, it's not a really big a deal as I thought it was gonna be, but you know,
the two companies together spent $20 billion a year on content. That's more than Disney and Netflix, and that's what all this is about. We can thank Marvel Comics for this happening, because without Marvel Comics, you wouldn't have the MCU. Without the MCU, Disney Plus would not be having the success that they're having with their television shows. And I mean, Amazon and Netflix proved the point, but Disney showed how to do it right. And AT&T is a phone company, dude. What the hell do they know about creative stuff? You know?
Well, I mean,
nothing.
we can talk about this, like the fact that, like I said, it's comic podcast. So ignore all the HBO Max and all the shit like that. Even though we can talk about HBO Max also, let's talk about DC Comics. AT&T had an effect on DC Comics
directly.
We didn't know if they were just going to just get rid of the DC Comics line, like get rid of comic books altogether, because they already started bringing in like TV writers, movie writers to the comics. The whole 5G reboot, that was DC. That was Dan Didio kissing AT&T's ass. 5G network, stuff like that. Don't get rid of us. They fired him anyway. You know. So they did that, changed it, a reboot to something else, and now AT&T's dumping them off. And I think a lot of it has to do with HBO Max. I think HBO Max is not keeping up with everybody else.
Well, they don't have any content.
Exactly. They stole all of DCU's content, and they still can't make a buck off this thing.
Well, because nobody's watching DCU content. That's the thing. So it's like you took it for no reason.
You know,
it doesn't also. Harley Quinn was pretty good. So.
Titans, you know, people love Titans. The Swamp Thing show, people love the hell out of that.
Well, they fucked with the Swamp Thing.
They did.
They fucked with the Swamp Thing. That was AT. That was specifically on AT&T.
Exactly. Not getting a tax break.
Yep.
That's what they were worried about.
But
I don't know.
Hamada's out looking for jobs now, from what I heard.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Hamada. He actually did this shit all before AT&T hit. He got Me Too. He knew he was going, so he knew his last quarter he was getting fired. That's that whole Justice League shit. He was like, I don't care what condition it's in.
Justice League.
The Justice League version. I don't care what condition it's in. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care if it's unfinished. Put the shit out so I can get my bonus before they fire my ass.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing why this shit happened.
Yeah.
So,
which is terrible, which is just another example why these folks are not good at creative stuff. You know what I mean? When your bonus relies on something that isn't creative in nature, there's going to be a problem. Now, I'm not saying Discovery is going to be the end-all, be-all, fix-it.
What was the biggest thing they had last year? Mario Lopez playing, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders? That was the biggest thing they had.
I
didn't watch it. I'm just saying.
Discovery.
But I'm saying that's who owns Batman. That's who owns Batman now.
I know. It's weird, dude. It's weird. But
are we getting? That's what I'm wondering. Are we getting another app, or is it going to be Discovery BO or something?
Well, right now, Disney. I don't know if anybody knows this. If you have Disney Plus, you also have access to like thousands of hours of National Geographic content. I don't see why this should be any different. Just add the Discovery content to the already existing platforms, and just be done with it. And have HBO Max be the one-stop shop for all of this stuff. You know, WarnerMedia.
But here's the thing: a lot of people are getting HBO Max for free right now because of the AT&T deal.
I'm very worried about that because I am one of those people.
Will that keep going? That's the thing.
I hope so, because it's going to be hard for me to keep an HBO Max subscription.
That's the thing. If you had to pay for HBO Max, would you keep that thing? Because it's more expensive than everybody else, other than maybe Netflix. It's twice the price of Disney Plus. It's more than Peacock or whatever the hell that shit is.
Yeah.
Can't even think about the other
Peacock
one.
is awesome. I
We
can
just
watch
got
Peacock.
Rutherford Falls, motherfucker. What the fuck?
Oh, okay, yeah, we got Rutherford Falls and WrestleMania. We got WrestleMania also. So yeah,
I watched some
I like
wrestling on Peacock just this past
Hey.
week, actually.
In case y'all don't know, Bobby Lashley is the man.
I didn't get that far in there. All I know is that when I saw that shit, the Miz got ate by a zombie. I was like, I'm done. That's all right.
Yeah, that
I heard
was
about
the
that
stinker of
shit.
the freaking night, man. That was, I don't know what, Vince be high, man. Vince be
Hey, I'll give you a shout out to
I'm
R.I.P.
convinced.
New Jack. We'll just throw that in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, New Jack said some shit in the '90s that was just awesome.
There's
What can I
a
say?
there's a dark side of the ring on him that's one of the best ones from that first season. But I mean, you haven't even touched on the video game side of this, Leroy. There's WB
the video game side is actually screwed up right now.
it was screwed up before this merger.
Before this year, because they don't know if the video game side is going over with everybody else.
They don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
The last I heard of it, the gaming arm will stay with AT&T, and some will go to the new company.
Right.
There's
so
11 different studios, dude. We're talking the Arkham games, Harry Potter games,
Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it's weird, man. So I don't know. But again, thank Stan Lee and Jack Kirby for all of this. It's true. It all goes back to them.
We always blame them for something. All right, let's keep moving on past this. All right. You know what? I'm gonna start off with you on this because I think this is your wheelhouse right here. We're gonna talk about the Snake Eyes origin trailer. Whoever else want to jump in? Because all right, now I know you said you hated this. You said it sucked, but I want to know, why does it suck? I mean, it just looked like
looks to me to be the Bayification of G.I. Joe.
It wasn't that already?
Michael Bay. Well, I mean, it was, but this is the last chance that the Transformers movies had to do something quality was 1,000 times better than anything Michael Bay did. Just the first 5 minutes of the Bumblebee movie is better than anything Michael Bay did, but at least that movie, was entertaining and had at least a foot in the original source material, the toys and those cartoons and those sort of themes. And why is Snake Eyes talking? Snake Eyes don't talk.
Why is he
it's his origin. It's before the car accident or the
I don't
helicopter
get it.
crash
I don't want that. I don't want
Snake
So that's
Eyes
my thing. So Marvel can do
origin.
whatever the hell they want to with the source material, and we kiss their feet. But when they do some shit like this, now we're just jumping on that,
because
what's the difference?
Because it's the inherent feeling of the character. Okay, the tone, the character itself. You know what I mean? What if they give you Captain America and he's not wearing red, white, and blue? Or what if they give you Tony Stark and he's wearing an armor that is all purple? Those things have happened in the comics. That is from the source material.
But he's still at the ninja. He's still training to be a ninja, though.
Or Wolverine with no cowl.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It looks like a good martial arts movie.
Yeah, I thought it looked like a fast.
It looked like John Wick. That's look like another John Wick movie.
I'm cool with that.
It looked like
I don't know why you got to slap G.I. Joe
like
label on it.
So what are we expecting from a Snake Eyes G.I. Joe movie? So he's not supposed to talk. That's what I'm hearing.
Not supposed to talk.
He's supposed to fuck Scarlet. No, I don't.
Yeah,
she's in the movie. She's in the movie.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't want a Snake Eyes movie if I'm getting a G.I. Joe movie. I want a G.I. Joe movie.
That's my point. So we're complaining about what we don't want, but we don't know what we want. That's
what I want. I want just a. All right.
The reason I'm saying because I almost feel like it's like the Mortal Kombat movie that just came out.
Snake Eyes.
It gave you everything you wanted, and people still complain about it.
No, I like the Mortal Kombat movie for what it was. I'll probably like this for what it was, but. If I'm the executive producer of the G.I. Joe movie, I'm not doing a Snake Eyes movie.
But he's the most popular character.
He's boring though. It doesn't matter. He's boring as hell.
Yeah, he's boring if he doesn't talk for 90 minutes. Yes,
that's what I mean. So they have to completely change the character just to make this interesting. That's why I would stay away from him as a character. Some characters aren't going to translate well, and I don't know, man. They could probably do talking.
It could be, or it could. I mean, it's supposed to be origin. It could be him training at the ninja. Zartan shows up and kills his master, blames it on Storm Shadow or whatever the fuck happened back then.
That did happen at one point. That happened at one point.
And all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It looked like a
G.I.
Fast and
Joe
the Furious.
26.
Yeah.
G.I.
Yeah.
Joe 26 and 27. He's a blonde white guy who was in a chopper.
Oh
a
shit.
line ruptured.
Yeah.
Blew his
Damn.
fucking face off.
Yeah.
Scarred his vocal cords, which is why he doesn't talk. Storm Shadow and Stalker were with him in Vietnam. Storm Shadow convinced him to go to Japan to heal. He's waiting on his family. They get killed in a car wreck, Eli, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
his family
he goes
got.
there and he's
Yeah, I
training
remember it
them.
was a car wreck. Yeah, but
That
he
sounds
got
like
in
a
a
good-
helicopter.
Okay, so
Premise
you already
was
know
in
the
a
lore.
helicopter.
You know the
Wasn't
lore of
he
this
in a
shit. I didn't,
helicopter?
It got
Cliff's
deep.
right. Cliff is right in the movie.
right. Like everybody's saying what they don't want. Cliff is just saying, no, here's your screenplay right here.
He's
Do
right.
this.
That's exactly, and he can talk through the first 30 minutes.
And I was always
Yeah.
wondering, wasn't Snake Eyes white? Because his parents were white.
Yeah,
Or
he's a
like,
white
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
That's what
race
and he-
changing
and-
everybody nowadays. You really complain about that.
But you know what? But you know, I don't. The thing with the race change and the gender change, the people they're appealing to haven't supported this damn industry.
Yeah.
The five of us have.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're the geeks. We're the bullies who know comic books, and all this stuff comes from comic books. If they made a Harry Potter movie and all of a sudden Harry Potter is Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
people would lose their shit.
They would.
I laughed my ass off.
You know.
But it would be
Oh,
funny.
yeah, I would laugh at that.
I
I would laugh at that too.
go see it.
But I mean, I know why they do it though, because
But I don't
everybody
give a
talks
shit
about
Yeah,
it.
you're right though, but he's right. I don't give a shit about Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Right,
everybody
so we'll
talks
see the
about it.
You know?
That's what gets people talking on the internet, good or bad. There's no such thing as bad press. So if they're going to do something,
Man.
it's in their best interest to do something that's going to piss some people off and then make other people extremely happy. There's no middle ground anymore. You know what I mean?
You
That's
know
where
what?
we're at.
I guess
That's
my thing is like,
what I. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Eli.
oh, what I was thinking, what I'm getting sick of is the setting up of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to use this to set up some more movies. What if this movie bombs and we don't get to those other movies and we get a shitty Snake Eyes movie because they
I
were
got a problem with that.
Yeah,
I
because
got a problem
what's-
with that in
yeah.
all of fandom, man. A lot of times people, when they're talking about anything, a comic book, a TV show, they're not actually like critiquing what they actually consumed. They're critiquing what they consumed in terms of what is going to come next. Well,
Yeah.
where's this going to lead? And I'm like, man,
Right.
where
They
you going?
critique the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
of
where the
movie.
hell are you going?
Right.
Why don't you just were someplace? Why don't you enjoy where you were?
Like,
But,
like
yeah, I
not
don't know, man.
spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil the without remorse movie. The Michael B. Jordan movie just came out on Amazon. It sucked, trash, sucked ass. But people are excited about it because the last 5 minutes, spoiler alert, it teased Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
So they're thinking, oh, it's gonna be the greatest movie ever because they're gonna tease Rainbow
really?
Six. But you just gave us a shit ass movie.
Exactly.
So if you give us a shit movie
Right.
with Rainbow Six in it, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
want to see that shit.
Why
Is
don't you
that
just make
already-
the Rainbow Six movie? Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that already a shared universe because of the John Krasinski show?
No, I don't think so because I think
Not the
because
Office.
John Clark
Not the Office.
was
That would
in
be
the-
dope.
Dude, I would
Jim,
watch the
went-
hell out
the
of that.
Office.
Jim goes and joins Rainbow Six and shit.
because I think that same character was in the John Krasinski TV show, and I think he got killed off. But he's a white guy in that, you know.
Mm.
Like I said, race change. He was a white guy in all those Rainbow Six novels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and the Harrison Ford movies, I think he was Willem Dafoe in that movie. You know, now he's Michael B. Jordan. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm.
So anyway, next topic.
You put me up on something because I did not know that. All I know is that it was a shit movie.
Yep.
And Michael B. Jordan plays the same character ever since he got killed on The Wire. He's the same guy.
Yeah.
Every movie.
I mean, every big leading man actor plays the same guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the same guy in every movie.
It's true.
Sylvester Stallone. But that's what you pay for. You want to see that guy
Yeah.
Stallone in blah blah blah.
Tom
you know.
Cruise used to go out of his way to be somebody
Alone
else.
as Edgar
Now
Allan
he's
Poe.
bought into it. He's the same guy in every damn movie.
Because he gets paid more now than
Yeah.
he did in A Few Good Men
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck that movie was.
Keanu Reeves literally is himself in every movie. He's
Even in a
ever
comic
been in.
book. Even in a comic book,
even
he's
in
the same
comic,
guy.
Him. It's Keanu freaking Reeves. It's weird, dude. It's weird.
Oh man. Next time, we've been on this topic too
All
long. Eli, this may be your thing. The Venom
Oh,
Let
is
There
it
Be
my
Carnage
thing?
trailer.
Okay.
You asked for it.
I figured everyone was talking about it. Well, if it's
I
my
mean,
thing,
I
then
didn't
I'm
like
going to
the
be the
first
first
movie.
to shit on it. Yeah, this it looks like shit.
I mean, the first movie looked like shit. I didn't care about that movie, so it's just like it was like whatever. So it looks like more of that, even though Andy Serkis is doing it. Woody Harrelson will be fun because he's fun in every movie.
Yeah,
but it looks like another shit movie, just like the first one is. I don't know why people are excited about this. I don't know why we have a Venom franchise. Like, do we need this?
why is Venom cracking jokes with the lady at the thrift store or at the grocery store? What is going on with that?
Yeah, the Cookie Monster voice. Oh, he's singing that song and shit. C is for cookie or whatever he was singing.
Oh, so you went way deep in this trailer than I did. I just saw it and I was like, nope.
I just watched it once, and that's what I remember was Venom singing.
I don't get it.
Oh man,
And I was
moving on
like,
past that. Fuck that movie. It'll probably make $1 billion anyway.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
Because that's when I was like, y'all really like that first movie? And everybody was like, no, I really like the movie. The movie's all like, no, this movie fucking sucked, man. But that's just me.
I like
it. Didn't you like it? He liked it.
I liked it. I mean, Venom. I mean, I'm a grew up a Venom fan. Venom jumping around doing Venom shit. You know, I wish there was blood. If this one has blood in it, hey, you know,
it won't.
It won't.
Yeah, right. Even though it has Carnage in there.
Yeah.
Like Carnage is the bad guy in this. It's supposed to be like mass murders and shit like that. You know?
Carnage is in the title. Yeah, Carnage, which is blood and all that shit, is in the title, but they'll be bloodless. It'll be Carnage.
Venom bit a guy's head off, and there was no blood in the first movie.
I don't know how he does that.
Like, okay, he cauterized the wound same time. I guess I don't know.
And that's what I wish they would have did if they went total B and campy like the Hellboy movie, which I thought was dope. I don't give a fuck.
I thought it was dope too. Heavy metal Hellboy.
It was just gory, violent, over the top violence. If they did with the Venom movies, I'd be all over it. But they didn't do that. They just missed out. It was like,
I mean, it should feel like that B schlock movie. It should feel like that, but it just doesn't. It doesn't go as far as it should. So
no. So
this will be the same way. So
they need to push it, and they don't. So yeah.
Then they got Morbius coming out. PG-13 vampire.
I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah,
it's still a thing. It's a PG-13 vampire movie. That should tell you everything you want. So.
It's Jared Leto. He'll carry it.
Yeah, if you say so. I'm like whatever that guy. Anyway, moving on past that.
Yeah, move past Jared Leto.
All right, Cliff. This is one that you were talking about. We're gonna talk about Bitterroot. Now, this is actually thing. Now, and you talk about this also because you've been talking about this every single episode. You've been talking about this. Then we're gonna talk about Regina King. She is the one that they've helmed to direct Bitterroot, which is an Image comic, which is, like I said, who's the writer? David F. Walker
and Chuck
Sanford
Brown.
Green, Chuck Brown.
Right.
I think. Yeah, there's a few. There's a whole team of writers on it.
Right. So pretty much a black creative team. They're making this, and that's what we're getting right now. And I'm pretty sure it's coming to theaters. Not going to be like an Amazon TV show or anything like this. Coming to theaters. Regina King just, I think she won an Oscar for her last movie or something big. That one night in Miami,
right? Yeah,
she
got nominated.
I'm pretty sure she didn't win. Otherwise, it's a big deal there. Cliff, have you seen One Night in Miami?
Yes, sir.
It's cool. It's a cool movie too.
Yeah,
I thought it was very well done. Regina King is just tremendous to me in front of and behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Brendan 227, we knew she was going to be a thing.
And the fact that she brought Riley to life
and Huey, she did both. She did Huey and Riley. Yep.
Yeah, she brought him to
you
life.
You ever seen her do it in real life?
Man, that is creepy, ain't it?
It's creepy as hell watching her do the Boondocks voices in real life because she thinks she don't like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that. But I was like, wow, like I said, she's talented as hell. So the fact that she's bringing this to life, she's doing Bitterroot, she's gonna kill it. And that's the thing. Like I said, when we're worried about whether or not we should be supporting Bitterroot. That's the thing that we should get behind because, like I said, it's a comic series by black directors, made by black creators, writers, and artists, instead of supporting Black Superman. Why is this even a thing? I'm just saying. I don't care if he's gonna be Val Zod. I don't care if he's gonna be President Superman. Why is it a thing? Superman has been white. Why?
You know why it's a thing, Leroy?
Break it down for me. Why is it a thing?
All right, I'm about to put my Malcolm hat on.
All right, hold up. Let me get you in there.
All right. The reason people want a black Superman is because they don't understand. They're hypersensitive. They think that everything black must be supported. You don't support trash. I don't care who it is. Nobody cares about Val Zod. Nobody cares about Calvin Ellis. Superman is Kal-El from Krypton, not Kal-El Jenkins from Watts. Okay? He is Clark Kent from Smallville, Kansas, which is a pseudo for Topeka, which I have lived in. Trust me, I would want to go to Metropolis too. But they don't want, they just say they want stuff. You know, like it's the same thing. If black people got as obsessed about Black Superman as they did about black crime, inner city black crime, then we wouldn't have as much. You know, it's just we're hypersensitive. Our culture is hypersensitive. You know, we don't even know what we yelling about. You know, T'Challa. Oh, you can't recast T'Challa. Yes, you can. You know, you recast James Bond, you recast Superman, you recast Batman, you can recast T'Challa. It's the same thing. Black people are too hypersensitive, and they think that, you know, having a black Superman will make them feel better and make their taxes go through and their marriage work and all that. And half of them don't even read comics.
Now,
So,
let me counterpoint that. I agree with everything you said.
Go ahead.
However, we're not the ones doing this. We're not the ones in the executive room asking for Black Superman. It's J.J. Abrams doing this shit. It's Josh Whedon next for this shit. You know, those are the people asking for this shit, saying since we can't make a white Superman work, let's make a black Superman move because Black Panther made all this money. Into the Spider-Verse made all this money. They just did all this with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, making him Captain America to make money. Let's just what do we have? Let's make Superman work. If we just make him black, it'll sell. It doesn't work like that.
Well,
we just won't. Right. I pretty much said the same thing you said. Yeah.
You said it right the first time. What I find offensive is that it's always a group of white guys sitting around telling us what we need. We didn't ask for Black Superman.
Natives too. That's our problem too. We got that same shit.
I'll take another angle, and this might be even worse. As a white guy, I think this is not pandering to the black community. This is pandering to the white community. This is trying to.
Guilt.
It's guilt. It's fun. It's guilt.
Okay. Break it down for me, Gomez. I didn't see that angle. I didn't see that angle.
Okay. Like we originally started this conversation, Bitterroot, created by people of color, directed by people of color, written by people of color. Nothing in this at all is anything that anybody can gripe about. Okay. And like I said earlier, because they love promotion, whether it's positive or negative, that's why they want to do a Black Superman. Because they know just as many people are going to love it as are going to hate it. And that gives them free promotion. And they're literally pandering to the people who are going to support this based on their, like Cliff was breaking down, based on their twisted idea of what actual representation and equality should be. And that's not what it should be.
So basically what you're saying, this is going to be a 90% of Rotten Tomato before people even see the movie.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Without a doubt. They're just going to see it and be like, well, I'm scared to say I don't like it, so just give it a pass a score.
And that's not to say that a Black Superman doesn't work. A Black Superman does work. You want to do a Flashpoint movie and have an Earth 2 and have a bunch of different Supermans in there and then have one of them be the President Superman from Earth 4 or whatever he's from. That works. But the way they're doing this, and even the way they announced it, hey, we're doing a Black Superman. Oh, and Ta-Nehisi Coates is involved. You know who knows Ta-Nehisi Coates? White urban people who listen to NPR. That's who they know who Ta-Nehisi
I was like, how did he get in so good with so many people? Something isn't right about
dude,
this.
Exactly. I'm not taking anything away from the guy. He's awesome. But the reason they chose him is because the white folks who listen to NPR know who he is.
Cliff, it's always one. It's always one chosen one. They can't let two in the room.
That's
imagine Dr. Umar writing a Black Superman movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who should write the Black Superman movie? The same guy who did Luke Cage, Cheeto.
Honestly,
Cheeto
here's my thing about the Black Superman or the Black or Native or woman, anything. What I see with these corporations doing. Now, can a Black Superman movie work or Black Superman work? It can. Like I said, we've seen race change character work. Nick Fury works just fine. Miles Morales probably more popular than Peter Parker right now. But here's the problem. When they make these characters, they just prop them up for a little while when they need a sales boost. And then when the sales level back down what they were before, they switch back to the white character who it was before. Nobody remembers Asian Hulk that was in the comics. Totally awesome. I'm dead show. He was a thing that just went away. Woman Thor, she was there. then went away. Riri Williams was there, went away. She'll come back for a while, but like I said, we went through this wave a second ago, and that's the thing that the companies don't get. You just can't have a mascot and a gimmick and just show up and then just disappear when you want to. If you're gonna make these characters, develop these characters. Give them a book, give them a series, give them a TV show. Don't just prop them up, just do it because when you do that, you do shit like that Wonder Girl, the Brazilian Wonder Woman they were gonna have. See, they only made her to sell as a CW show. CW like, nah. So that should tell you something. The CW said no. That should tell you that shit we're gonna suck to begin with. So
yeah.
Oh,
let's actually talk about Bitterroot. How awesome it is.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Superman.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Last thing, and then we'll talk about Bitterroot because, like I said, I made this meme. It didn't take off. It's probably one of the worst, the lowest deal memes. I don't care. I like it.
I got it. I had to explain.
I know what you're talking about.
A lot of people, I think it got lost in translation, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna just let it go and just see what happens. You know. But let's talk about Bitterroot. Okay. Well, I can't. That's
yeah. I'm the only one who. Well, you read it, Gomer. Cliff,
I read
it.
Yeah, it's great. It's
I'm not as woke as you, Eli. So.
It's sort of like Ghostbusters.
I think of it as like an Evil Dead with like a socially political Evil Dead, almost. You know, which is right. I mean, Evil Dead is like one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is. It's just this family of monster slayers, demon slayers in 1920s Harlem. You know, and these demons are they feed on hatred and bigotry, so they're like racist demons. You know, feeding on all the racism at the time. And I think it's great. And it deals with all these, all these timely issues that we're still dealing with now, but in a cool way, using horror and monsters to deal with it. And this book is one of my favorite books right now. So yeah, I am stoked for the movie. I hope Regina King does a good job with it because, I know she's only directed dramas, and I because I'm a horror guy, I want this to be a horror movie. Like push the horror as much as you can. Ernest Dickerson, I think, would do a good job directing this shit too, because he's done Bones and he's done Walking Dead shit. So, or what's her face? Cassie, the chick who did Ease by You. She's done some horror, But I hope Regina King does a good job, I want it to be a horror movie,
So okay. Like I said, I'm saying this is the thing we should be getting excited for. This is the thing we should be hyping up. This is the thing we should be telling Hollywood we want. Because they give us this, they'll start digging in. They might give us Milestone. You want a Black Superman? Give us Icon.
Exactly.
That's a $1 billion movie that's sitting on right now that won't do anything. Give us a Jon Stewart movie. We just talked about, like I said, we understand Green Lantern used to be a white guy. We understand Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner.
Blood Syndicate movie right now? Woo!
No. I mean, that would be awesome. But that would never happen. Now, if they see that, I'm seeing that shit 4 times in the movie. I don't see in this climate. I don't even see a Blood Syndicate comic coming back.
No, that's why you need like an indie maker. That's why we need like Van Peebles back. Someone like Van Peebles was back in the day, sweet.
He got kicked out because he kept doing a controversial shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we need somebody with balls that'll, that'll do it himself, and a bunch of independent backers. How Spike Lee got everybody to donate to Malcolm X when Warner Brothers, we're talking about shit about Warner Brothers again, pulled the funding.
616 man. I wonder where the hell you were 616 man. Like, did he leave us?
He's the only one who's up at, he might be up
right.
early.
2:00 in the morning, 616 hell yeah, I agree with that shit. They're like, well, actually, Leroy, it was in 217. Oh man, but where were we? But yeah, like I said, Eli, I'm one of days. I'm gonna read Bitterroot. I know you've been getting on my ass about that. I'm gonna wait till the series is finished.
We almost had David F. Walker on the show. He actually messaged me and was like interested in getting on the show and doing an interview and stuff. But then he's not making it up. He sent me the text. Yeah, I saw it. I agree on it. This was back during the pandemic when nothing was going on. He was down to do an interview, and I was all excited, but then it kind of fell through. So. You know, maybe
he was like,
maybe,
"Yeah, just hit
maybe
me
we-
back," and then left us on red the rest of the time.
Yeah, maybe we should have got Big Willie to get him or something.
If Big Willie gets David F. Walker, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Oh man, but he probably would get him. That's the fucked up part about it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Can we move on to the next part? What do we got next? We got like a ton of shit we got to get through. Let me see. Oh, okay. Fat T, you're up. You ready? Okay, look at him cracking his knuckles. Doing it. All right, here we go. So, like I said, even though this is a comic book podcast, we talk about nerd shit and geek shit. The next thing we're going to talk about is a sitcom. Why are we talking about a sitcom? Because we don't give a fuck. We talk about what the hell we want to on this show. And we want to talk about a sitcom that is on an exclusive subscription network called Peacock, which is, of course, NBC, and it is Rutherford Falls. Now, if you listen to this podcast, at least last 2-3 episodes, we've been talking about it, but we decided to bring Fat T on because this is a monumental thing. And I think I'm talking too much about it because this is y'all shit. So I think I should. I did see it. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna jump and put my 2 cents in also. I got some things I want to say about it also. But this is a monumental moment because we finally have a mostly Native American sitcom. Eli, I remember before even this podcast, before the other podcast that Gomer shut down. Thank you for that, Gomer.
Everything worked out.
Everything worked out. Called CBI, and you said you haven't made it until you get a Native American sitcom. You said you would never see that in a day. And like I said, is this 100% what you was asking for? No. Ed Helms is still the star.
It's
but
close.
it's at least
he's a great villain. Ed Helms plays a great villain.
Is he? Now, and I'm gonna turn it over to you, Eli, because we're gonna talk about that. Before we go, let's go to the call. Let's see what we got. Milestone Cinema, that'll be great. 616, man.
So
that's what we need. Now, Eli, I'm gonna let you take over. In fact, T, I'm gonna sit the fuck back. This
well, go ahead, T. You actually were watching this before me.
Moment.
Yeah.
This was something like I didn't even really trust in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I was worried going into it. You know what I mean? I just saw the little trailers for it or whatever. But as soon as I put it on, and it was actually really good. It's on Peacock app, and the whole Ed Helms. I forget his character, John Rutherford, or what's his name?
Nathan
Rutherford.
The reason I remember that because Nathan B. Forrest was the founder of the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. So like Nathan B. Forrest, Nathan Rutherford, is that a thing?
Oh, shit.
Maybe. I don't know.
Y'all laugh.
He was the guy that brought whiteness to Rutherford Falls.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's not an accident. I'm sorry, it's not.
You guys laugh. There's statues of that dude in like state houses all across the South. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's weird, dude.
I believe it.
Leroy's like, oh yeah, no, y'all don't understand. That shit's it's crazy.
And what's fucked up is that all those statues were made in the 60s. They weren't like in the 1800s when he was doing his thing. They made in the 60s when they were trying to stop people for discouragement from civil rights. You know.
Anyway, Rutherford Falls.
Yeah. So it's about in the beginning with the statue of the first Rutherford who took of the town, you know, and his statue's right in the middle of the street, and they're talking about moving it, like, you know, with the whole what's going on today with people moving statues or whatever, you know, so it has that kind of tone to it. But Nathan Rutherford has a problem with it. You know, it's part of his history and culture.
It's his heritage. It's not his heritage.
His heritage, exactly.
He's like the town mascot. He's, you know, he pushes the family history. Like his family founded that, quote unquote, founded the town.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like his deal. He runs a museum and, you know, pushes the Rutherford history of the town. Meanwhile, this town is right next to a reservation. And the whole show is basically him and his friend. His friend is Regan, this native woman who's also into her cultural history, and she's trying to do a native museum, and it's just them kind of clashing. It's all about the culture clashing, and you know, and in the end, it's about history. It's a look at American history and how it's
done very well,
and how it's been whitewashed and you know and homogenized and you know falsely written, and we take a look at these two perspectives, and I thought it was really funny, and it was really funny.
Yeah, it's actually, they kept it real as far as the native perspective. You know, I guess the showrunner, I forget her name. I know Eli knows. I'm not into all the details and stuff. You know, I'm more of I watch the shit and I really like it or I don't like it, you know, and I'll shit on it. But as far as the native perspective goes, the shit keeps it real. You know, the perspective, the native perspective. Some of the one of the writers, you know, I went to high school with. You know, he's Bobby Wilson. He was in he's the one of the casino, you know, jokesters, whatever. Him and the female.
He's in the 1491s.
Yeah,
I read about.
He's in the 1491s.
That shit's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Like we know, Dallas and Bobby. We know they're from our res. Actually, Bobby's from Siston. You know, so we know those cats.
That's who you should interview for your show.
Oh, we try. Actually, if you go, I got a documentary I made on Dakota language and Dakota culture. Dallas is in it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Back when I was trying to do video work and shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, now I'm gonna just jump in and say something about it. Here's the thing. Let me talk about Terry for a second.
Yes.
Terry is one of the most interesting characters I've seen in TV shows in a while. He's like a native Lex Luthor.
He's amazing.
You don't
but
know,
not really.
But
dude, the one
like
scene,
a villain. I mean, you don't know if he's a villain or a hero. But
there's a scene where he's at a lacrosse game and his son is done, and he's like, "Hey, here's $40. Go buy your friend a new lacrosse stick. Just tell him we had an extra one." I was like, "Oh wait, this dude isn't a bad guy. Hold on."
He's not a bad guy.
He wants what's owed him.
Exactly. It's not that he's taking back what came from him. And the funny thing, he flipped on him because when he went to casino and he saw because there's certain lines he won't cross. Like he sees how every other casino was like doing like native mascot stuff like that and cashing in on it. He was like, if I do that, I'm going to far. It's almost like if I did like a minstrel store or some shit like that, you know, dress up in blackface, stuff like that, trying to make money. He's like, I can't cross that line. Yeah. So, but what he did was genius. I won't be the mascot, but I'll make Nathan the mascot.
Dude.
That's why at the end he had him doing the pilgrimage, started doing churning the butter. He was like, I'm gonna make money off you.
That shit
the same way you guys make money off me.
And that's
that butter reference was not accidental.
Right.
Yeah. And Nathan was like, I'm not a clown. My history should be accurate and all this shit. And Regan's like, what do you think?
He doesn't even get it. He doesn't even understand it.
That's been happening to our people for like from the get-go since y'all came here and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what Terry's character that episode 4 is now classic to me. That's when epic. Because T watched it before me and he actually called me. He's like, dude, you gotta see episode 4. Because you know, you'll see, and that speech. That's the one
when he cut the tape off. He was like, let me talk to you directly. I was like, oh shit,
yeah. That's like everything every native's been saying for decades, for hundreds of years. Like he summed everything up in just that speech, and I was like, fuck yeah, you know, this guy's my fucking hero. You know,
and that's the thing. Like that's the thing. The show is so well written that a character like Terry, depending on your point of view, could be dependent as a hero or villain.
I think that's the point. I think that's the point because I said Ed Helms is a great villain from a certain point of view. He's not the villain. He's the hero. He's the protagonist.
He's the victim.
No, he's playing the victim. He is not a victim, though.
Oh, he's definitely playing the victim. But the thing is, a lot of stuff that's happening to him, he doesn't get it. I think a lot of people will feel for him because the thing is, when the show first starts off, it's all about him. Like we think this show is about Ed Helms, and then when it goes deeper into it, you're like, oh, it's really not about him. So the more and the thing is, if you really pay attention to the show, he keeps getting himself in fucked up situations purposely. You know, he can't can himself in a podcast. He keeps saying stupid shit in front of a reporter. And who gets him out of trouble every single time? Regan.
Yeah.
Every single time she cleans up his mess.
And the white billionaires who, you know, have his back
and the white
protect their own interests.
They fuck him over too. They throw him on the bus in a minute, you know.
But that's the point too, is like Nathan is so naive and so wanting to hold on to that old fairy tale of American history. And it
didn't even exist.
And it's fallen apart on him. That's what this show is about. That myth of American history of his family being these noble pilgrims that helped the natives, this like Thanksgiving fairy tale bullshit. It was just all bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And Terry, that's what I loved about it, is he's using the system put in place by white folks to take his shit back.
And that's why I called him Native Killmonger. That's why I called him Killmonger. He took the tools that the colonizers used and used it against them. That's why he just learned everything they did.
He learned that system when he's selling lemonade as a boy, and he's like, "Hey," and the owner of the pastry store is like, "Hey, you can sell these day old, brownies the next day." What's he do with his profits? He goes and buys his own brownie mix, and he's making his own.
And then
that's
goes
a
and
huge point.
Yeah, and then he goes and sells the brownies in front of the hair salons. I'm not going to sell it on his property and all that shit.
Yes,
I'm going to go sell it somewhere else. So he learns the tricks. He learned the system.
He learns capital. He becomes a capitalist.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So we hate capitalists in pretty much every single form of media. But even though Terry is the same thing, that's why he's that. When the
victims of the system can use the system to get back at the oppressors, then yes, the system, will shine a light on the system at that point. But I think this is what's going to happen in season 2. They're going to turn that system back around. They're going to change the system because that's what those in power do.
I hope they do get a season 2.
Oh, they definitely will. Okay,
the one thing that I really care about Terry for is that yes, all the capitalism, he uses their own game against them, but he holds strong onto his values, his traditional heritage, his heritage values, which can withstand the test of time.
He's not tap dancing. He's not shucking and jiving.
And he's not crapping on his own family the way the billionaire corporation forced Nathan to say that statement, basically disavowing himself from his own family. Right. Yeah, Terry would never ask anybody in his community to do that.
Like even with his daughter, he's like, "Hey, you could sell your beadwork for a lot of money," and even though she doesn't want to, he still supports her, and he still goes to the the craft store and buys her beads and all that.
Yeah.
I like that ending, that Soundgarden and shit. I love.
Yeah,
when he's playing the Soundgarden.
I love that.
Now,
shit.
for me, this show, I got some questions. Okay, forgive me. This show is kind of like Atlanta for me. White men can't jump. I can listen to Jimmy, but I can't hear Jimmy. So, like the corn and fur scene when Nathan brings, here's what I owe you. Dude, I found that so offensive that they made a joke out of that. Okay.
I thought this was funny.
We already touched on the tribal capitalism. I love that idea. That's basically socialism, democratic socialism.
Yeah. For the whole.
Exactly, dude.
For the whole.
But they make up the name of a tribe. The Minnetonka, I think they call it. Minnetonka.
Minnetonka's out here. That's like
exactly.
That's in Purple Rain.
Too. That's our language.
That's in Purple Rain. That's where I got. Yeah. So is this inclusion by exclusion?
It's
you know what I mean?
It is.
Here's the thing. I listened to the interview of the creator and why they decided to make up a fictional tribe. I mean, you can tell this is probably upstate New York or the Northeast, some sort of Iroquois, Mohawk. It sounded like Terry was speaking Mohawk in that one scene.
Wow.
It did.
So
that's awesome.
But the reason why they made up this tribe is because there is no Rutherford Falls, the town. It's a fictional town, and they just we'll just name we'll come up with this fictional tribe because she used to work at the Smithsonian, the creator of the show, and she worked on the Native American exhibit. And one day, a bunch of white kids came in asking about Twilight and that tribe and all the werewolf shit. And she's like, well, they don't really have any of that crap. There is no werewolves in that tribe. So she had to. So, they didn't want to name an actual tribe and have all this, and sort of, mislead the public knowledge of what this tribe does. And, so because, I mean, that's what the writer of Twilight did. She's like, I need a town in Washington. And there's a native tribe. I'm going to use that tribe. And now that tribe's associated with werewolves now. So that's what they didn't want to do. They wanted we're just going to make up this tribe. It's probably based on Iroquois, the Mohawk or somebody. up around
Probably
that area.
A mishmash, probably.
Yeah, and
It's like Wakanda
and,
when you just throw a whole bunch of tribes over here and cultures in a blender.
Inclusion by exclusion.
Yeah, but the sustenance is there. The people are real. You know, that's just all real.
Yeah, and that was like that whole thing with the res when he takes Regan back to the res and no one likes her and they got her doing chores. I was like, holy shit.
Now here's the thing, Eli. I never would have understood that until you broke that down for me like a couple years ago. I was like, oh damn. So when I saw her playing on TV, I was like, damn, that's exactly how Eli said that shit will play out.
Yeah, they got to do because that's what happens. You go back to the res and go over to auntie's or uncle's sewing and go help them haul this or move that for right away. They got you. They put you to work right away. And
dude, the part where Reagan is in the museum and the elder comes in and says, "You've done such a great job here." I'm envious of that sort of shit, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. White people don't have shit like that.
The elder says some real shit.
The respect for elders
gives you recognition.
Yeah, that hasn't been a thing for white people since like the 50s, dude. You know what I mean?
And that's a big thing for natives is we cherish the old people because they're full of knowledge and we don't put them, when we can, we don't put them in homes and we don't shun them and all that. So we try to keep them around. Yeah.
No. Boogie, don't do that. Don't do that, Boogie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gomer. You got to go.
Gomer's cool, man. I like Gomer, man.
Yeah, whatever, Boogie. The Boogie's watching baseball. If this tell you how his podcasts are going, okay? He's watching fucking baseball.
Oh
man, his college football podcast is doing better numbers than this one.
Oh, right, dude, it does 10 times better than any show I've ever done.
On your site.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to record that.
Hey, I'm gonna check out Rutherford Falls,
guys. I haven't seen it. It's one more thing I want to talk about. One of my favorite episodes was the cancel culture episode.
Yeah,
it broke down cancel culture because they did it, but they couldn't do the talent show because every time they dug into the background of these people, they kept doing fucked up shit. One dude was wearing blackface. The other chick was plagiarizing. But it started bringing up a point. It was like, when the point do you stop worrying about who the person is and just worry about the art? It's that line you got to walk. Then people start walking. I still listen to Ignition from R. Kelly.
Yeah. Like, you still watch Annie Hall. She's like, I'm allowed one problematic movie. And she's like,
right. Like, I know we don't like Cosby, but can I still like A Different World?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I like that it brings up all these issues.
This is fucked up.
It's true.
I'm screenshotting this shit. I'm screenshotting.
It's all for greedy purposes, selfish purposes.
Yeah,
I wish white people loved old people just like y'all did. Damn it.
Yeah.
Not me, man. I'm young, man.
We're all a bunch of fucking old motherfuckers. Damn it. They need to follow the comics.
Y'all know.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Y'all know McClane Boomer's going to hear this. And be like, hey, you're stealing my act.
Yeah.
You guys from OK Boomer? Because they're hilarious, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, shout out to Big Willie. He want to jump on, but he's interviewing somebody right now. Yeah, so of course he's always
interviewing somebody.
But
just change his podcast show to IHOP,
But what I love about Rutherford Falls is it tackles all these current issues that we're dealing with without being all preachy and shit. It's still funny. They make light of everything. It
doesn't tell you how to think.
Yes. It's just like lays it all out there and it makes you make up your own mind. It's not lecturing us. It's not preaching us. And that's what I dug about it. And it really could have. And I'm glad it didn't. So
because the way the show is written, some people come away thinking Nathan is a victim and Terry is a villain. Some people think Terry is the hero because he stood up for his people and Nathan is just a dumbass that just kept getting himself in a situation.
But really, it's kind of like real life where everybody's just a little bit of everything. You know
that too. They're not just two-dimensional characters, right?
And the fact that it's natives, that we're seeing natives actually be humanized and being like sitting around, having dinner, and the kid arguing with his parents, and we're just seeing native humanity, native happiness, native. We never seen that shit ever. It's always,
man,
you know,
it was
we're
really
always
good.
the sidekick or the, you know, this show shatters all the stereotypes.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay, boomer to a young enough to be. See, the boomer and the Gen X is a weird. We're in that gray area where you don't know what's a boomer, what's a millennial, what's younger than a millennial. Because the
I'm a
millennials are like
millennial. Apparently,
millennials are in their 40s now. So
I thought you were Gen X. You were 80.
No, 82. I'm a millennial technically.
Oh, damn.
See, I don't buy into any of that bullshit.
But I don't know. I always thought it was a
eat,
Gen X.
so you eat Tide Pods and all that shit like that.
I'm an elder millennial, though. I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a Tide Pod is. You know what I mean?
That shit's too expensive, man. We do
got Dollar Tree. Whatever that Dollar Tree. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
We got
Hey,
happiness. It's not
I'm cooking
joy.
chicken,
It's
brother.
cheer. It's
Extra or
joy.
whatever.
But anything else we got to say on Rutherford Falls, or
Oh,
like I said,
well-
we
Oh, one of my favorite episodes was, or one of my favorite scenes was that where that drunken dude wanted to wrestle Nathan in the cabin.
that whole
With your
episode was fun.
ancestors,
That whole
you know?
episode was funny as fuck.
Yeah,
And
that
he's
shit was
racist.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a
when he said
racist.
like
Yeah.
the podcaster, he was like, "Can you edit this podcast? Edit? All we do is just throw illegal music on this shit, and just throw it up there, and just call it a day." I'm like, I'm pissed off with how accurate that shit was.
He's like, to the podcast studio, and it's just like the couch.
Yeah, he just go to
the couch.
Yeah, man, that shit was hilarious, man.
Yeah, but he's like
Oh.
this racist. He's like this racist bigot that he was trying to like have him and get endorsed by, and
That's the thing, because Nathan was so oblivious to everything that was going on. He didn't realize he was empowering bigots with, trying to keep the statue up.
Yeah.
He didn't even understand that.
Yeah, you're the one
Yeah.
that brought whiteness. The Rutherfords brought whiteness to this town. He's
First
like,
white baby.
yeah.
Right.
He's like, yeah. And he's like, it's not a source of pride though. It's just
Can you edit out white babies?
Yeah. I like Nathan, man. I thought it was funny. That one part where Regan says to Terry, Nathan's like this little beluga whale or that little baleen whale or whatever, and you're this shark swimming through the water, you know what I mean? And I don't know, that shit was hilarious to me because I could just picture it, he was soft or whatever, you know what I mean? Or
They'll say, man, another scene with Terry when he was with that lawyer. That first year lawyer,
M&M.
he ripped that lawyer apart, man. That shit was funny because you could tell that Terry didn't know the guy. It's like he didn't do any research on it. He just looked at him and knew everything about him. He knew that he was a trust fund baby. He knew that his uncle or his daddy or somebody was there. He knew he had a DUI. That lawyer's like, man, get me the fuck out of here. And like next time, and Terry like, bring your real people next time to come see you.
But then the show shows you, because the scene right after that is his executive assistant who's cleaning up the M&Ms, who says, yeah, they'd probably be really mad if they knew you just gave away $3 million. And he's like, they would be.
He was like, let's keep that between us.
Yeah, so it
she's
keeps
a
everybody
total dick.
grounded, It keeps everybody
What the hell
grounded.
is a
Jacobs,
Zoomer?
again, that actress, she's from, Ganawage, from where Fat
Where I'm
T's
from.
where his dad lives and shit. She's always in these dramatic roles and, these native sob stories. She being this bubbly dingbat,
It was nice. It was nice to see that.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if she's a dingbat. I think she just sort of hides her intelligence maybe a little bit. I don't know.
She wasn't listening to anything Terry was saying.
Yeah.
Are you writing this down? He like, shut up.
But even Terry, like Michael Grey Eyes, he's always in all these dramas, and so it's cool for us to see like these natives flexing their range. They're saying this comedic dialogue and being funny, So I mean, it shouldn't be this like groundbreaking thing, but somehow it is, So.
The part where he's like, how much would you buy this for? He puts the journalist on, on edge, that scene. I like that scene too. He's like, say you go into whatever store and you just got done having this wine and then how the journalist was like, wow, that's like oddly accurate or whatever, and like that shit was funny to me, man. I like that shit.
So like I said, a lot of people, whoever's watching this podcast, definitely the Peacock Network, go watch Rutherford Falls. Funny show. Like I said, the first technically Native American sitcom. It's not fully. There are white people in it, but it's okay.
It's close.
Close enough.
First 3 episodes are free, and then there's a free trial, 7-day free trial. So you got nothing to lose.
Yeah. So hopefully Peacock will give us some kind of kickback for promoting them, because we're doing a better job promoting them than they're promoting themselves. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next part of the podcast. All right, this is for Eli and Gomer. This is for you two, because now we're going to move to the video game section. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm talking.
Why am I talking about video games?
Because you brought it in there. T, I got you next.
Right.
But whatever the hell,
this was funny. I don't.
Oh, what is? I don't even know what this is. What is this?
Pokemon.
The Pokemon
Remember, because you posted it too.
Target and Walmart banning Pokemon and like Magic the Gathering cards.
There's some fights or something.
Okay, so what happened?
Yeah.
What? Okay, what? You got to break this down. I don't know what the hell happened.
Who's this YouTuber turned UFC pretty boy?
Jake Paul, Logan Paul,
Logan. He loves these cards. He bought like Pokemon card and made a big deal out of it. And what I have heard is that is part of this revitalization, this revival in collectible cards being a
massive bestseller,
a big thing again.
Yes, I got to get Mass Effect. I will review that shit hopefully next week. So,
but yeah, cards are back in, man. And somebody got stabbed, I guess, in a Target.
Okay, back it up. So you saying because this Logan Paul YouTuber,
not
the one
all
that
because of Logan Paul.
Okay.
I'm not going to give him that much.
I know he's an influencer.
Logan Paul ain't the UFC either. Fuck him, man.
Hey, what? I don't know. I don't follow.
He knocked somebody the fuck out. That's all we know. And he's on you. That's all we know.
Yeah. Last I heard, he drove over some turtle eggs on the beach, on a closed beach.
So that's all over the
keeps popping up in my news feeds, man. I can't stand him. I don't even know who he is really.
He's part of the zeitgeist, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, cards are hot again, man. And this isn't going to change anything. They're still going to sell them online. This might help like local retailers, comic shops that sell cards get a little bit more business. But
so basically saying I should invest in Pokemon cards right now.
I wouldn't.
Not Dogecoin or whatever that shit is.
No.
Now's not the time.
Dogecoin like 8 months ago. Pokemon cards like late 30 years ago. Okay. And maybe you had some money. I did get some Hyperion cards.
Hold on, let me blow you up. Let me see that. All right, so who'd you have to stab to get that?
They gave them to me at my comic shop for buying
okay.
Heroes Reborn #1. Here's Power Princess, which is weird. But yeah, so no, I don't know. I have some of the 90s X-Men and Marvel cards. Those have really shot up in value.
Okay, so are those the cards with like their power levels on the back, like 9 for intelligence and okay, I remember that one. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the masterpieces, Marvel Masterpiece? Is that still a thing? Or
all that.
I used to love those, man. But
you had a pile of that shit. Yeah,
he was all that masterpieces.
All
that stuff is really hot again. I don't know, man. I don't get it.
All right,
that's all I got.
Okay, like I said, I just wanted to find out what it is. Okay, T, you're up now. So I don't know what you want to talk about, Rambo or something.
Oh yeah, just wanted to mention that I guess COD on the 20th, Modern Warfare. Black Ops Cold War, they're dropping John McClane and Rambo on the 20th for like skins and shit. Yep, and you can play as them. So I'm excited for Rambo, And then
how much does it cost?
Probably like $20, I'm guessing.
Jeez.
But they showed pictures of them. They look, the faces look there, but they're like really skinny. So people are talking shit about them. Yeah. So,
but it's Call of Duty.
Before,
are you getting to see their faces? I guess I don't know.
That's what it's first person. You
people get to see them. People
get to
people
shoot
just
Rambo.
tell you you're ugly. You can't tell.
It was like Call of the Dead, Call of the Dead when you had like Danny Trejo and George Romero, and it was a Bruce Campbell. I mean, you just heard their dialogue.
Who I want and I need, which I would just. Mr. T. They need to put Mr. T in there.
Damn.
If they're doing 80s,
like a
or just 80s action hero shit. Mr. T was
BA
hero back in the day.
Oh yes,
BA.
I love Mr. T.
They should do the whole A-team, man. That's your
that
squad.
shit would be badass.
Okay, you have a 4-man squad: Hannibal, Face, Mad Murdock, BA Barack. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
that would be dope, man.
That would be dope, man. This is
a
Fortnite effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The Fortnite effect.
I hate that fucking game, man. It's
first
off,
I can't stand it either.
Fortnite's just big promotion for everything else now, isn't it? That's what they're trying to make Call of Duty.
If you want to, it's for Star Wars. You want to know how Palpatine come back? Go play Fortnite. You got a new album coming out? Have it on Fortnite. They play Batman Begins on Fortnite one night.
Yeah,
that's how big this game
They're
is.
talking shit on Galactus being nerfed in all these books. He was nerfed in Fortnite way before Hyperion got a hold of him.
Well, what would you want him to do? To eat you? You playing the game and then the game just ends and that's it?
It's weird, man. It's weird.
Oh man! All right, can we move on next part?
I want to play as fucking Galactus.
No, you
everybody.
fought Galactus.
You fought Galactus.
Like
No,
yeah.
that would be cool. I want to play like in Marvel vs. Capcom. It's like, why can't it be Galactus?
Because you kill everybody, man.
Exactly.
I'd have to hit you like 500 times to take off a little bit of energy on you.
Hell yeah, man.
But Wolverine claws ain't doing shit to him. Nah, fuck that, man. Let's move on to the next part. Podcast. Like I said, we've been going. This is the Comic Book Bullies, where we sometimes talk about comic books, and we're just going to jump into it. Eli, I'm going to let you go first because I know you have a haul, and I got one book.
I thought we were talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier versus WandaVision.
Fuck it.
He's got a lot on here that I didn't get.
Yeah, honestly, I knew we had a full plate, so I kind of like trimmed the fat.
I thought we were talking about Heroes Reborn.
We are. I will.
Oh,
are you talking about Bad Batch or the comics?
The comics? I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's a comic book podcast. I was going to talk about
comics. All right. Well, we'll talk about
my bad.
Battle of the Bounty Hunters or War of the Bounty Hunters.
Sure.
I guess. Sure.
Let me cancel coach episode hilarious indeed. I'm so 616. Yeah, that's right. Because we told 616 man about this like 2 weeks ago. I'm glad you jumped on that 616 man.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get you set up, Eli.
Kim's Convenience. I'm telling you, this show has brought more awesome sitcoms to me.
And nobody has watched Kim Convenience. That show was awesome.
Watch Kim's Convenience.
Kim's Convenience. That's another one we need to watch.
It's really cool.
Now,
man.
Kim Convenience doesn't go as as deep as it. Kim Convenience is just funny, but they go there sometimes. They do go there.
Yeah.
Like fans like that one time when Jung he was trying to buy shoes.
Yeah.
And that racist, that guy was like racist as fuck to him. He was like, but he gave me a good deal on the shoes. Oh man. So all right. So which one you got? You doing
I'll do War of the Bounty Hunters.
I think that I think that yeah.
So this is the Star
Thank you, Gomer.
This is still Star Wars. So War of the Bounty Hunters is this big, huge event going on in the Star Wars comics. It's about like everyone trying to get Han Solo and Carbonite, I guess. Yeah. He's on his way to Jabba, or Boba Fett's got Han Solo on his way to Jabba, but everyone's after him, so they're kind of fighting over Han Solo. And it's kind of bleeding over into all the other books. Last week was that just
Alpha? I think it's called Alpha.
Alpha, yeah. And then now this is the Star Wars book, but this is still Prelude. And it's just about Luke and who's it? Chewie, is Leia in there somewhere? And R2.
They brought, what's his name? I don't remember the Wookiee's name, but from the Solo movie. That's the Wookiee that first appeared in the Solo movie.
Was it on the? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was you more deep than I am then.
Yeah.
But anyway, they go to the planet because in the last issue, Boba Fett entered some gladiator tournament and killed the champion and pissed off a bunch of gangsters. But then he also got robbed of Han Solo. So these other bounty hunters took the Han Solo and Carbonite, and then Luke, Leia, and Chewie, they all show up to this planet looking for him. They just missed him. Bunch of action happens, shootouts and all that shit. Pew, pew, pew. But then at the end of the issue, those bounty hunters that stole Han Solo from Boba Fett contact Luke and say, yo, we got fucking Solo if you want him or whatever. So I
thought they were like, oh man, this dude's a Jedi. And then they call the Empire.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens too.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. The worst part about this is we know exactly where it ends.
Yes.
That's with I am Rey Skywalker. You know, that's where we know where it ends.
That's my thing with the Star Wars, staying inside the Skywalker saga is we know where everything happens. We know Boba Fett's gonna get Solo back and bring him the job and all that shit. But like I said last episode, if you're
it's
just
not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah, if you're gonna show Boba Fett just kicking ass, sure, why not? But you know what this, now I'm gonna go old school. Cliff, you might remember this. Let me get this stuff up.
Yeah.
I got an image to share.
Okay.
This book actually reminds me of an old ass Star Wars comic I read as a kid. Where it was basically Lando and Luke doing the same shit, searching for Solo, and
Okay.
it's similar. You know, they found like some of all Han's old crew, and they're asking him around and kind of searching, going through the Star Wars underground, finding criminals and scum and villainy and all that shit. And Luke doing ill ass shit, doing flips and cool ass Jedi shit that you never saw him do in the movies. So that's what this story reminded me of, was this comic, this storyline.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Get you back in there. Okay.
So yeah.
They never gave Luke his due until the Mandalorian did it, because we never really saw Luke do anything but get his ass electrocuted by Sidious.
Yeah.
By that time the movies were kind of, ran their course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that, but my whole thing with Star Wars is and always has been, it's one of the greatest stories ever told, because it's basically
it's every story ever told.
Yeah, it's good versus evil.
Yeah.
And but when they did the prequels, everybody, Jar Jar killed it for a lot of people. But I loved it. I was in line in 77. So yeah. But yeah, Luke Skywalker, anytime I get a chance to see him whoop somebody's ass in a comic book or on TV, is just like a warm, fuzzy feeling, man.
The truth.
It's just
so basically what you're telling me is that when you saw him in Mandalorian season 2 last episode,
I will tell you exactly what I did, Leroy.
Don't tell me exactly if you
No, we gonna get kicked off. I was sitting I have an oversized recliner, and I'm watching it, and I see this single X-Wing flying to the docking. Yeah. And I said, what the hold the fuck up. And then when the music started playing and they shifted to Grogu touching the screen, and I saw my guy in the cloak looking like death walking through, because that's what he looked like.
Yep.
And he started taking them doggone robots apart. I was like, I dropped about 8 F-bombs. I jumped up and down. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
And when he got to the end and he crushed that one, I was like, ooh wee.
I can remember this was like 2 o'clock in the morning for everybody. So
yeah, I was making all kind of noise. I know my neighbors thought I was in here fucking a moose or something. I'm me and Eli go back and forth about the sequels because of the way they flip-flop the sequels on me. That's my only problem. I don't care nothing about Rey being a Jedi. I cared about them taking Finn and making him an absolute joke.
Yeah.
And they never put the original cast on screen together. That's what made me mad. The spirit of Star Wars wasn't there. You could have killed whoever you want to, even though Han was my favorite. Yeah. But when Han died, that was like the most uneventful death. Like everybody saw that coming. Everybody. Yeah. So, but like I say, Luke Skywalker, I hope that Disney gives him a little spin-off show about what he was doing between Return of the Jedi.
Give it to Sebastian Stan, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was kind of disappointed when it wasn't him in season 2 Mandalorian. I was like, oh man. It looks just like him.
If you go back and look at it, you can see it's Mark Hamill up under the cloak because you can see his beard.
Oh, they CGI'd him. Yeah, they CGI'd him in there.
Yeah. But they missed some spots because you can see Mark Hamill's beard up under the cloak fighting. And then when he pulls his hood back, he's CGI'd. You're like, okay. But I thought that was great. Like I said, man, I if I could have cried, I would have cried.
I mean, Mandalorian gave us a lot of stuff that we expected. It gave us Boba Fett actually kicking ass.
Oh, that's we
never because he never did. All he did was just make a phone call, chase people, and then
accidentally fall into a hole in the ground.
Right, space vagina gets eaten. That's about it. Yeah. So,
and I want to know what made Boba,
those knee rockets and shit.
Yeah, I want to know what made Boba change, because the Boba that we all got was ruthless. Where did this honor come from?
Did we?
I don't know. The one in the comics is kind of ruthless, man. If they're still going with the same storyline, But
yeah, but I'm saying, when he showed up on the Mandalorian, he's like, hey, look at my chain code. I deserve this armor. I tell you what, you help me, you give me back my arm, I'll help you. And he stuck with him. Now, I saw at the very end when he shot my man off the throne, I was like, oh, okay, maybe Boba ain't changed that much, you know. But I'm interested in seeing it. I'm a Star Wars guy. That's where my science. Star Trek and Star Wars is where I started. Before I picked up a comic book, what actually got me into science fiction and all that stuff was Nichelle Nichols, because that was the first time I ever saw a black person that fine. First off, as a little boy,
she was tough in the 60s.
As a little boy, and she was not a maid. She was not a cook. She was not shucking and driving. She was a lieutenant, commander, or hood. And that's what got me into science fiction. And then the next thing I saw was like the $6 Million Man, you know, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And then it was this little show y'all might remember called Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah,
I remember the old ones.
And it was Starbuck, Apollo, and my man Hubert Davis as Boomer. and I was like, man, we can go to space.
Nice.
You know, and then you go back to Star Trek, and you know, you see the Commodores and the guy who designed the Enterprise and all that stuff. And then, of course, in the 80s, we got the coolest man in the world playing Lando Calrissian.
This deal keeps getting worse every time. Had a space perm and the cape, man.
And the cape, man, the cape. Wow.
Now, capes are cool. Lando was my first figure when Empire first came out. He was the first figure I bought because of the cape. I had a thing for capes too. I thought capes were the shit. Probably because of Batman, you know, and of course Vader, and you know. But yeah,
Vader had a cape too, right? Yeah.
I hadn't even seen the movie yet. I hadn't even seen Empire yet, but I saw his figure. I was like, "Oh, this guy's got a cape. I'm gonna get him." You know?
Yeah, 616 man. He did want him to die. I'm pretty sure it's what he actually wanted him to die back in Empire.
Yeah,
you want him to die in Solo, like Kasdan. Lawrence Kasdan was writing Return of the Jedi. He's like, "Yeah, we should kill Solo in the first act." You know, but
yeah,
you know
why that movie didn't do well?
Well,
we know why. Why do you think?
But a lot of my opinion is, why would you make a movie about a character we already know how they're gonna end up?
That's how the comics feel for me.
That's Star Wars. That's everything we're reading right now. Yeah, that's not the reason.
Bad Batch is great. We know where that story is going to end up. You know?
Right. We know where Mando's going to end up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason Solo did bad because people boycotted because of Return of the Jedi. I mean, the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Solo.
liked it. I like Solo.
That's the reason.
They moved it to a bad date too. You know, there's a lot.
It came out like 2 weeks after Endgame and shit.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of reasons.
Right before Deadpool 2. Yeah, it had a.
But I like Solo. I thought it was great. Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh,
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One is awesome.
Oh, so good.
Okay. All right,
Star Wars is banned. Star Wars is banned.
Yeah, we can't
Star Wars not banned. Star Wars not banned. You got another one, don't you, Eli? You got another one? Because we got sidetracked. You had another one.
I don't have to go into High Republic. I mean, I read that too, but no. What I was gonna say is, I actually started watching the original Star Trek series on Hulu. You know, and I gotta say, Spock is the shit.
Yes, he is.
Have you made it to Space Siege yet?
Space what?
Space Seed with Khan.
Yeah, I already knew Goman knew that.
I watched. Yeah, they're all on Hulu.
Have you watched Wolf in the Fold yet?
Dude, that's great. City on the Edge of Forever, though, man.
Come on, Eli. We live this shit. We live this shit.
That's what I cut my teeth on was Trek. My dad introduced me to Trek. You know,
I actually liked it, especially the first one. I like the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. I don't know, because I'm not into it that much. I thought it was cool, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go check it out. And I've just been like, you know, every couple days I'll watch a new episode, it's not new, but you know, I'll watch an episode of the original series, and yeah, I dig on Spock.
Nice.
The one where he with Riker, where he took Riker back to the old. Riker was all fucked up. His face was all fucked up. He took him back to that old planet, and like Spock hijacked the fucking Enterprise and all that shit. It was like a two-parter.
Oh, you talking about Pike?
It was Pike.
Pike.
You combining shit. I'm like,
Riker. Yes, Pike. Pike. That's what I meant.
Hey, with J.J. Abrams, you never know. With J.J. Abrams, you never know.
Right.
Pike.
You
That's
know,
what I
so-
meant, not Riker.
Yeah.
Riker's
Yeah,
from
Captain
Next
Pike,
Generation.
Yeah, next generation.
Yeah, that's
Captain Pike is getting a prequel series on CBS All Access, which I think is Paramount Plus now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
pretty,
yeah, yeah.
that's pretty
Strange
rad.
New World.
Yeah.
Strange
I
New
don't
World.
have that anymore.
Yeah.
I got it for the stand and then got rid of it because the stand sucked. They
Wait,
fucked
when
the
did we
stand
start?
up.
We never talk about Star Trek on
I
here.
know.
I thought that
It's
shit
so
was
great.
banned too.
I didn't even
I thought
do
that
it.
shit was banned more than Star
didn't even
Wars
do
was.
it.
We talk about Star Trek.
I didn't even
Yeah,
do
Discovery. Star Trek Discovery is banned.
it.
Okay.
I like
Nobody can-
Discovery.
Eli,
It's not
what have
Star
you
Trek,
I
done?
was
but I
never
like
that much
it.
into
Look
Star
what you've
Trek.
done.
I never really
I
got into
know.
Star Trek as a kid, so I don't know. I had the Mego. I had a Spock Mego and a Captain Kirk Mego back in
It's
the
like
day.
just having Gomer on the show just influenced everybody.
I know. It's like I didn't even have to say shit. Yeah.
Right.
Man, I love
Like
Trek
you
so
thought
much.
it into existence. It just happened.
I love Trek
Oh,
so much.
Like,
But-
we've
back
been
to-
just 200 episodes. Eli has never said shit about Star Trek, and all of a sudden in his mind, he's like, you know what? I want to watch some Star Trek.
Let's start talking about Star Trek, and I started watching it. But you know what? Oh,
Hey,
back
it's
to
a great
Dune.
show.
Dune, Spock. You know,
Gomer
how
over here
Spock-
like,
yeah, but Spock, you know how Spock is all logical. The Vulcans are all about logic and no emotion. I just read Dune. The Mentats are the same
Yeah.
thing. They're human computers. That's where that shit came from. So it all goes back to Dune. That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
oh,
nice.
man, are we really gonna sit on this show and
You know,
swing who got a bigger
Matt,
nerd boner
who
than the
played
next
Captain
person?
Picard was in
My
Dune.
shit longer than yours.
Full circle. Full circle.
Yeah, Captain Picard was in the original Dune
Is
movie.
in
yeah.
Dune.
Yep.
Yeah.
Secrets revealed. Oh man. All right, can we get on next? Can I do my comic?
Dude,
That-
dude.
Okay. I mean, if y'all want to keep talking about Star Trek, you can go ahead and get on ahead.
You want to
Yeah.
talk about this shitty comic? Sure, let's talk.
Right.
You know what?
Talking about legendary.
Let's rip this shit apart. We're gonna rip this shit apart anyway. Let me just go into it. Okay. So, like I said, the next comic, let me go ahead and let me set the mood. All right. So, boom, there we go. All right. So the next time we're gonna talk about is Hero Reborn. That's what we're talking about. Heroes Reborn. The first book that we talked about, I got a little deep into it than I think some other people did. I read into some, January 6th takeover of the Capitol that happened. Did it happen? Did it not happen? Who knows? Now, I saw some stuff in this book also, Heroes Reborn #2. Now, I'm not going to tie it into, the Avengers, Black Lives Matter, nothing like that. What I do want to say is that, like I said, we're doing a Justice League, like basically what they're doing with Heroes Reborn. Marvel has turned into DC.
Yeah.
That's basically what's going on. This is the closest we're ever going to get to Secret Crisis. That's going on right now. So the main character's book is Hyperion. The main thing I want to point out is all the Superman references that make his book, because it is a shit ton of them. It's like almost every other. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you. They didn't want to let me talk. They want to talk about Star Trek all day.
Talk about Star Trek.
So anyway, let's get to it. Let's talk about it. Boom. All right. So first off, let's start. Like I said, this is Hyperion. We're gonna start with the book. Now, he got the same origin as Superman, but he doesn't know where he came from. And I think they changed it up in his book. Gomer, let me know if I'm correct or not. Is that he Galactus ate his home world in this universe? Whatever we're doing.
Now, they sort of allude to that, but I'm not sure. If
They
that-
don't just flat out say it, but they're
Yeah.
trying to say it. So it wasn't like his world blew up like Krypton did.
They said there was a disaster while they're showing Galactus on the page. So it's
Right,
easy
and
to
he-
put two and two together.
and then
there,
when
I
he
think.
sees Galactus, he calls Galactus a galactic mass murderer.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna go with that, and then that's what happened in the next page. So I think he feels some kind of way
he
about
got
Galactus.
beef. He had beef.
Yeah, he got beef with Galactus because that's look like some shit off Invincible. I haven't seen Marvel doing this shit like that. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna go past that. Like I said, now he is a mild-mannered reporter, or not a mild-mannered reporter. Teacher. He's a mild-mannered teacher.
A history teacher.
A history teacher. Yeah.
History
It's
teacher.
so
American
weird.
history. American
history.
history
Yeah.
So
teacher.
weird.
Ninth
Yeah,
grade
because
teacher, yeah.
he's saying that like Power Princess or Zarda should have a satellite in the sky, like the watch station like that. He like, no, I want to be close to America or
American
whatever the bullshit.
soil.
Yeah, I never want to be that far away from America because it's the greatest country ever. Now, fuck all that. Here is the first, well, I guess the second Superman reference we get. Reed Richards from Shield Labs. So just like Star Labs.
Yeah.
And since he's Dr. Richards and he doesn't have powers, it's basically like Dr. Emil Hamilton, because Dr. Emil Hamilton is in charge of Star Labs in the Superman comics. We're going to go to that. he is saying they're using the negative zone as a prison, which is like the Phantom Zone in Superman comics. So let's keep going. You got Ben Grimm, the Thing. He's not the Thing, but he keeps talking about how awesome Superman is like that. He kind of reminds me of Bibbo Babowski, kind of.
Sure.
Anybody know that? Okay, whatever. But thing is, he keeps calling them Big Hype. They call him Hypes. They call him Big Hype.
Big Hype.
All this shit like that. So anyway, the story was going on. He got a word that all the criminals from the negative zone have escaped. Basically when they put Dr. Doom in there, they all escape. So that's what's going on right now. So basically, he's going around and he just captured on here. Here is another Superman reference. The Imperial Guard. We already know about the Imperial Guard. From the Shi'ar Empire, stuff like that.
Yeah,
they've always been a allusion to the Legion of Superheroes. And in Hyperion's solo book, which I'm not even going to bother reading, basically saying as a teenager he grew up as friends with the Imperial Guard. So this is another Superman reference with the Legion of Superheroes.
Well, the tie-in actually makes this important because he literally murders his friends without a second thought.
Well, he feels bad about it.
Oh, sure he does. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and why do they look like that?
C+ he gave to Annie for talking about Captain America. Jerk.
Oh, and what's going on with this?
I remember.
Yeah, they've been infected with the brood. Well, who gives a shit?
I
never don't care about.
This is Super Bill O'Reilly. I'm telling you.
It is. It's the an alternate Superman who is alt-right.
Yeah.
So here's another Superman reference. Like I said, this is Mr. Beyonder. Now, we all know about Mr. Mixioplicknick. I may be fucking that name up, but we all know who that is. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, Mixoplex. So he turned the people into flying sharks and shit like that. But here's the thing. And he's the one that freed the people from the negative zone. But here's the thing. He knows the world is fake. That's why Hyperion is trying to stop him, because he's trying to make sure he doesn't expose the world as fake, because every now and then we get hints that something isn't right. So now let's go to the Daily Bugle. And who do we have in the Daily Bugle? Hyperion's pal, Peter Parker.
But not really. Peter Parker hates his guts.
Right. Well, no, Peter Parker loves Hyperion.
Did you read the Shutterbug book?
I didn't read Shutterbug, but he loves him. He keeps talking about where's my pal.
He calls him a jerk in that book. Hyperion murders Ant in that book.
Are you fucking... You talking about the tie-ins and shit?
Yeah, that's from the tie-ins.
Yeah, because there were two other tie-ins. Shutterbug, Peter Parker... I'm not.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Tie-ins add this other layer to it where everybody just kind of hates Hyperion.
But in this book here, Peter Parker is saying that's my friend, that's my pal.
He's probably right in front of him.
I would call him my friend.
Yeah, you're my friend. Asshole Superman. Yeah, you're my best friend.
So we already know he's Jimmy Olsen. We know that.
Yeah.
All right. So and here's another reference. Because the shrunken city of Annihilus, whatever like that, this is the shrunken city of Kandor.
Yeah.
From the bottle city of Kandor. That was like that.
That actually infects Peter Parker in that tie-in. And Peter Parker dies a hero.
Oh, they actually say
Annihilus?
Yeah, he gets invaded by Annihilus and
he becomes a spider, a Spider-Man or a man spider or some shit.
Yeah, that does sound kind of cool.
Now, of course, like I said, the shrunken city of Kandor, we got Ultron. This is Pimtron. This is Hank Pym.
This is Metamorpho.
Pimtron.
Not Metamorpho. Metallo.
Brainiac.
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of what we got here.
Pimptron. That's the
Pimptron.
Where the hose at? So that's what I'm thinking was going on right here. And he crushes him.
That's my nickname from now on, aka
Pimptron. Pimptron 3000. And we see the alien spider back there about to bite Peter Parker, so we know.
There's on that last page when he's talking about who Hank Pym used to be, he meant, Hank Pym used to be a really good Christian. That stood out.
Did he say that? Whoa, let me go back. I missed that. That
Hank Pym, that's on this page.
Oh shit!
A good Christian, a decent husband. No, Hank Pym has never been a decent husband.
He was a wife beater, right? But
he was a wife beater.
This is a different universe.
Didn't he like rape somebody on their grave or some shit?
Hank Pym is the worst Avenger ever.
Okay, so let's talk about Mishima High School. This is not a Superman reference, but we know what they're talking about. Sal Buscema.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
or his brother. Wasn't his brother a Hulk artist too for a while?
Well, okay, so Sal was the artist. I think John was his inker. I think.
Yeah.
or one, or it might be vice versa. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's definitely Sal though.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so another Superman reference because so Hyperion has locked up everybody except one person left, and that the person hasn't locked up yet is teaching his class.
This is probably why I got mad. I got mad at this book.
I figured you would. This is where I know this is where you dropped it because it's Hulk. But Hulk is another reference. Hulk is Bizarro.
Yeah.
There's a me am Hulk, me am crazy.
Yeah, you're getting like really deep, man. Yeah,
I'm just saying that's I before they even show Hulk, I was like, whoever they're about to show now, this is Bizarro. So then here's the thing: Hulk calls Hyperion Hyperman. You can't stop me, Hyperman. So they're not even pretending like they're not, DC Comics, And apparently since they're in Washington D.C., so they're in D.C.
And they're calling them DC's greatest heroes.
DC's greatest heroes, right? So this is where they call him. You can't stop me, Hyperman. Or he might even be Doomsday. It's like a combination between Bizarro and Doomsday.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so it could be because Doomsday is always Hulk anyway. So Hyperion decides to end the fight and just heat vision bullets him. And I'm pretty sure this is when Eli said, "Fuck this, I'm out. I'm done."
Dude, he said he had to do it 12 times. Like
how many times he had to kill him? So many times before he stayed dead.
Oh, and then the thing was, he didn't holler for God when he hollered for Steve when he was getting shot. So
I love that part. I love that, man.
So now that's done. So now we go here. Oh, and this is the part we're talking about. So this is where they just have a newsprint where Peter Parker did get bitten by a spider, did turn to a spider, and broke all his legs, all 8 of them. So whatever. And then some kid wrote a story about Steve Rogers, and he gave him a C. Then straight out flunk him, but so like that. So and he Sun's Dip, also Superman reference,
All-Star Superman reference.
Yeah. With the American flag in there also.
Yep.
Yeah,
the best Superman book in my opinion.
All right, so we're still in Mishima High School, and I'm gonna just speed through this because at the outside there's this bum sitting outside. But here's the thing, and I don't know if we got this covered, noticed this or something like that. But the thing is, getting close to this guy makes Hyperion weaker.
Yeah.
He can't use his X-ray vision on him. It don't work on him. He stands next to him. He gives him a handshake. He like, what the fuck? That shit hurt,
Yeah,
and
he
then
squeezed his hand and shit.
Yeah, he squeezed his hand, right. And then he gets taken off.
I thought this was Thor at first, but yeah.
I thought it was too, but then after I thought about it, when I saw this, so apparently Blade is Dracula now?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
He never had super speed and could
speed?
Whatever. It's a fake universe. It doesn't matter. So anyway, he basically talking to him and basically telling him, okay, can you read? He was like, yeah. And then he's got it's Captain America. It's because the last episode of issue 1, he freed him from the ice. So now Captain America is in this world.
What's the belt buckle? What's Cap's belt buckle? ABA? Was that a reference? It's got to be a reference. I searched.
ABA?
Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
ARA?
I don't know if it's
Y'all want to tie this shit to Fox News so bad.
I do. I want to tie all this. It's alt-right Superman, and when he gets close to what America actually is supposed to be, the embodiment of the actual American ideal, Steve Rogers, he gets weaker. Just like the fictional ideals that the alt-right is pushing in terms of America. Now, I don't know if Aaron...
That's deep as fuck.
I don't know if Aaron is going that deep. I don't want to get Alan Moorish, Watchmen, on everybody, but it feels like that's what Aaron is trying to do here.
Yeah, like Hyperion is trying to bury the truth about American history. Like, that's why he's a history teacher, and he's whitewashing American history. It reminded me of that episode of The Simpsons when the kids are getting out for summer break, and the teacher goes, "Hey, I didn't tell you how World War II ended. We won!" And they're like, "Yeah, USA, USA." Yeah. So that's what I did. I did get that strong. Yeah, this is Fox News. This is them pretend. It's like what they're doing back to the Capitol attack. Now those are patriots, and they were actually fighting for democracy and all this crap that what Fox News is doing. They're trying to like spin the bullshit. And that's
are we reading too much into this? Isn't this just a 30-page toy commercial? And it's all it's supposed to be?
It feels like that at another point. It feels like Jason Aaron is wanting to write a DC comic because contractually he's obligated to work for Marvel for the rest of his life. But it also feels like, yes, Jason Aaron is doing deep shit. On his Thor run, it was all about a god dealing with atheism. You know what I mean? His Thor run, if you look deep into it.
I mean,
Okay, I'm glad you've
of
seen
course,
it too, Taylor. So
I mean, yeah, like the goddamn that book that he does. Holy
Oh my
shit!
gosh, it's great.
What he tears apart Christianity in that whole book, but I didn't think this was that deep. I mean, I think it wasn't subtle at all. I thought it was very in your face. There's all the references, the politics was very in your face, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, a lot of people still miss it, even though it's in your face, because, like I said, it's in dressed up, colorful superheroes.
Yeah, there'll be people
like
saying, "Oh, Hyperion's so awesome."
Dude, what I'm hearing from people,
it's Rorschach all over again.
what I'm hearing from people is they're bitching that Hyperion is having all these outrageous feats. That he's one-off soloing Ultron, that he's flying through Galactus's head. And it's like, man, y'all are looking at all the fireworks, but you're missing the actual
first off, like
things
I said,
that are being communicated.
Right, because first off, it's a made-up world. I mean, not saying it's a made-up world, but I'm saying they made up this world however they want to. So, of course, they can have Hyperion punching through everybody and soling everybody. Because
isn't that part of it? The lie of the alt-right? We can do all of these amazing things that are unrealistic, but half of the country believes anyway for some weird reason.
Wow, yeah, you're deep diving.
I mean, I don't know if I should be going
this
that
comic
deep.
was supposed to go this deep. I don't think it's supposed to be analyzed and broken down like this.
It's not invincible. It's not invincible.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But like I said, what you think, Cliff? Like I said, what you think about all this?
Gomer, you went deeper than Namor and Aquaman. I read it, and I see the references, but like I said, I just read it for fun. I don't know if you guys watched that Avengers Assemble cartoon with the squadron.
The same plot. The same plot. I know what you're talking about. The same plot.
It's the exact same plot. And this is the problem with Marvel. Marvel rewrites the same shit every other year. Every year it's a cataclysm. Every freaking year.
So that's what
I said that in the comic in the comments like the other day. I was like, all these nerds are gonna use this book to pretend that they're not reading the same story over and over.
Yeah.
But that was saying, but the way Jason Aaron is writing the story, is Jason Aaron a genius? That's what I'm saying, because
I don't know if he's a genius or if he's just lucky.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, because like I said, the references that you're breaking down in this story, it's there. I see it. It was there in the first issue.
It's like the boys does the same shit, It's just
but the thing is, but people see it with the boys. People know what they're getting with the boys. There are people just reading the story and all this other shit that's just flying over their head. They just like, I just want to see Dr. Doom turn his junk and not just punch people. Get that? I'm good, and don't think twice about it.
Leroy, you know what this is? This is Marvel's attempt to write a Watchmen story.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah,
they're never going to be able to go as deep as Alan Moore was able to go in Watchmen.
Right.
Never.
And Jason Aaron, I knew Jason when I lived in Kansas City.
Oh, cool.
Damn.
He's a guy he's like us. But the thing about it is, he got his foot in the door. Somebody liked him. That's all it is. His run on Thor went from wow to
You go too long. That's how his Avengers run is now. So
I've been enjoying his Avengers run, but not for the same reasons I'm enjoying this.
Well,
this is giving me more than what I expected. Yeah.
I guess you're reading all the tie-ins if you're enjoying.
I am. It's there's 4 books for this next week. 4.
That's what I'm saying. This is gonna be done. That's why I said, Leroy, if you're gonna read these, I'll read them because they're gonna be done by next month.
Okay, I'm doing a shameless plug. Anybody want to know about all those tie-ins? Go listen to This Geeks in Comics with Gomer, because he's gonna break that shit down.
We have a Heroes Reborn segment while the event's going on. Yeah, a whole segment.
That's where we get our
45 minutes long.
It is, man.
Look at the City War File, the Reborn. Yeah. All right, can we move on to the next part?
There's another part. Oh, it's the unboxing.
The unboxing. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
In the box. So if this show blows up, you know why. Let's go ahead and throw shout out to
my boss wouldn't do nothing like that, man.
Yeah, we go with the boss. So shout out to my boss, like I said. No one listen. He messaged us after every single show. Let's know what he like. Always sends
He's wearing our swag. He's wearing comic book bully shirts.
That's his son, and I think his dad, or I'm not really sure. But he bought. We don't own shirts, but they have shirts. So that should tell you something like that.
I
Get
bought
shirts
myself a hoodie.
bonfire.com.
I bought myself a
/outrageous
comic book bully hoodie. So just because
You did, and I plugged you. I never did. So here we
There's
go.
links to that merch. I know y'all always forget at outrightgeekery.com. There is links to where you could buy CBB merch.
Thank you, Gomer.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my boss right
Gomer.
before the show, my boss messaged me,
Gomer.
yo, the box
I
is
want
at
a
the
shirt,
door.
Gomer.
I'm not selling them. It's through a third party.
Well, hey, I want a shirt that says "Comics and Fish Fry."
This is a good time to pimp that Kickstarter too, Eli, that you keep forgetting about.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go. We do without you, man. Half the
I
shit
know,
we
man. I know. If I was
You
watching
give us
live,
shit all.
I would put the links in every time. But y'all do it at like 4 in the fucking morning.
So yes, there's this Kickstarter I'm a part of. It's a Native American Native Realities, I think they're called. They're doing this graphic novel full of werewolf stories, all done by Native artists and writers. We have a Kickstarter. It's called The Howl. I'll put it on the page and share it out. There's different milestones. Basically, the more money we raise, the more stories, the bigger the book can be.
It's a great way to do this sort of anthology style book, man. It's a great Kickstarters don't usually do it like that, and it's great that they're doing it like that.
Jeffrey Veragi's got, I think, in it. We got some of the people that worked on that Marvel's Indigenous Voices book is in it. Stephen Graham Jones, who's like a native horror novelist, he's got some stories in it. And I got a little short thing that I'm hoping to get in it too.
And it's easy in for the digital. I think it's like $5 for the digital book. It's easy in, man.
Yeah. So there's different tiers. So yeah, go check it out. I'll post it to the Bullies page. It's called The Howl Kickstarter. Give us, help us out if you can. So
Big Willie.
I got my
that's your next interview right there, Big Willie.
Right.
Yeah. Just get him in with the other 12 you have going on that same day. Make him number 13.
I'm pretty sure
right after this, I'm gonna be on Big Willie's show.
I'm pretty sure he double booked the other day and just had both of them on in the same show, both creators. You motherfuckers didn't even know each other.
We'll just knock this out at the same time.
It was nuts.
All right, so let me show you some stuff my boss got us. So it got this. What is this? Endangered Species, Chapter 1, X-Men, Mike Carey. I don't know this book. I don't think I read this one. What is this, Gomer?
I know that book. I want to say that the artist on that book is native.
Really?
Oh, so
because I've seen this guy like all the time. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
He'd be telling us to read, like giving us suggestions on books to read and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Send us articles and stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely check this. I got something fragile. It looks like something in bubble wrap and shit.
Don't break it. Okay, so I got. Let's see. Blow this up while you getting yours.
Oh, it's a bottle of something.
Batman glass. Got a Batman glass. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Rat bastard root beer. Check that out.
Let me get you. Hold on.
Rat bastard root beer. I got a bottle. Tastes like a son of a bitch. Hell yeah, I am a root beer fan.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, man,
all right,
hell
let's see what we got here. Is electronic football. Electronic football.
Classic.
That shit that Star-Lord was playing in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Okay, I got looks like a card here.
All right, hold on, let me get you.
Holy wow, it says. And it just says, Eli, congratulations on your 200th episode of Comic Book Bullies. On behalf of all CBB Nation, here's a small thank you for the service you and Leroy have put together for the comic world. A special thank you for enlightening us with all your focus on independent comics and the world of Native American origin and spin. Personally, I want to thank you for getting us through these times during the Rona, key celebrity passings, and just a great distraction from what's been all around us. Your consistency, discipline, preparation is much appreciated. Wishing you much success in the future, and let's do this again for 300. Always stay red and stay black. So
yeah, he always throw at the end, stay red, stay black. Right.
Yeah, thank you, my boss. You are the shit. No, hey, this is like Christmas, man.
Gomer,
I gotta
check it out. Yes,
Hellfire.
I didn't even get one of those.
Hellfire Gala. See, we were
I
gonna
didn't even
review
get
this.
one of those.
We were gonna review this other day, but I was like, you know what? We ran out of time.
Damn.
So yeah, it's got it all
It's
in
all
there.
the fashion. It's
Manifold.
got all that
Yeah.
dope fashion. I had to buy the
Mystique.
digital copy. I had to buy the digital copy.
The
of that.
digital
I didn't
copy
get a
is
paper
free,
copy.
but yeah,
I
so-
know. Yeah, I didn't get my shop didn't get freebies.
Hold on,
I got
what is
some.
this?
I got some Moon Knight 200.
Moon Knight, really?
Nice.
I can barely hear you guys all of a sudden.
Nice.
You're there. We hear you. Somebody got kids in the back. I don't know whose kids are back there, but let's see.
I got some chocolate. And
Ghirardelli too. That's the good stuff.
Digi Games. Okay, I got another present. Oh, I got electronic football too. We go head
Cool.
to head, Leroy.
You guys can play
We're gonna play.
online.
We're gonna play online. Live stream, Twitch stream. We're on Twitch right now. Nobody knows it except me, I guess.
Comic news. Okay, I got another
What's
book here.
Twitch? Isn't that the guy on Spawn?
Oh,
Hold on, I got the root beer too. I got
I got the Hellfire Gala too.
You got the Hellfire Gala. Okay, so we got the same.
Nice.
We pretty much got the same stuff. So okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
this Den
Oh,
of
man.
Geek magazine. And some
Got that
comic
one, too?
news, the
Got that
comic
one?
news newspaper and stuff. Okay. Still okay. What else? And another box of turn up for 200. It says this.
Because I'm pretty sure whatever you got in there, I think I just
Oh, Batman glass.
Batman. We got the same thing. Okay.
Okay, cool, man. Sweet. That's dope. I actually got a collection. I bought a Godzilla root beer mug the other day.
Thanks.
So I got a Storm Shadow. This will go with all my glasses that I got.
All right. So
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah. That's it. Like my boss loaded us up. So
Yeah. So early Christmas
go.
present.
Yeah, throw him up there one more time. He always used to catch this show later on, so I'm pretty sure he'll say he'll appreciate everything. Throw him up there one more time. Where are you, my boss? Boom. Okay. So, like I said, shout out to my boss. Always message us afterwards. Anybody else want to message afterwards? Whatever you got to say about, hit us up. Cliff hit us up all the time. Gomer pretty much lives in the inbox, so it's no big deal. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Like I said, appreciate number 200. I got some big shit I want to do for 201, but I didn't want to do it here because we had so much shit we had to do. So appreciate everybody showing up. I'm gonna let everybody sign it at one time. Like I said, this is Leroy. Let me see who we got here. Okay.
It's Gomer.
And
Cliff.
And
Your fat T.
And Eli.
and we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.